Welcome to Real Estate Coaching Radio, starring award-winning real estate coaches and #1 international best-selling authors, Tim and Julie Harris. This is the #1 daily radio show for realtors looking for a no BS, authentic, real-time coaching experience. What's really working in today's market, how to generate more leads, make more money, and have more time for what you love in your life. And now your hosts, Tim and Julie Harris.
Welcome back. Today we're going to answer the question, what is the most important lead generation secret? And really what this is, what we're going to be sharing with all of you, is the very thing that you need to make all of your lead generation go to the next level and go to the next level instantaneously.
Very well introduced. So here's the question. How do you ask for client testimonials and actually get them? Once you have them, where do you post them? Utilizing testimonials will show your integrity, your effectiveness, honesty, and expertise. Having easy to find social proof, that's another word for testimonials or reviews, having easy to find social proof online can also be a tiebreaker when clients are deciding which agent to hire to represent them.
Let me even go to the next level. If you have not even a lot of video testimonials, and Julie and I are going to tell you exactly how to go about getting them and what they should say. A lot of, let's say a handful of video testimonials from centers of influence and past clients. Remember, these can be your friends and your family members who maybe didn't do a real estate transaction with you, but in the form of a video, that can oftentimes be more significant in the mind of a potential, especially buyer, than virtually any other form of marketing. Because an unsolicited or even a solicited video testimonial from a center of influence and past client is the ultimate litmus test as you as a real estate practitioner, or again, if it's a center of influence and past client person, rather a center of influence type person who's not done a real estate deal with you, the fact that someone was willing to essentially, take the time to say nice things about you makes all the difference when someone's making a decision who they're going to use.
Absolutely. I agree. Do you watch videos when you're deciding, what to buy or who to use for something?
Well, yes, but So let's use an example just so everyone can relate,
Sure.
Right? So when I'm on Amazon and I'm trying to find something, I almost never read the description. I always go right to the reviews.
Yes.
Right to
Me
essentially,
too.
they're basically testimonials, right? Especially the ones that are verified. Like when our book on Amazon, it's got, 500 or 600 5-star reviews.
Right.
And if you scroll down, which I do, I scroll down, I just read what the latest reviews are. And oftentimes people are really very specific about what they liked about the book, or
Sure.
maybe they're podcast listeners or coaching clients, and they're commenting about the book, something like that. But that's what I read. That's the ultimate
Yes.
social proof.
Me too. And I especially watch videos because, everybody's curious to see what somebody on video has to say. And it can be a tiebreaker between, products, services, pretty much everything we do. And I think that plays into this term social proof, right? So every agent's going to say that they're #1 at something, of course. But then you go and you look them up, and if their past clients are saying that, then that has even more value than, of course, the agent would say that, right?
The challenge, Julie, and this is what we're going to be helping them understand, is how you go about without frankly feeling strange, asking for someone to give you ideally a video testimonial. So we're drilling down on that. So let's just jump right in.
Okay, so remember, everyone's favorite leads do come from past client referrals, repeat clients, and centers of influence. Why? Because these are folks who already know, love, and trust you. They're your biggest fans, so they should be happy to promote you through providing powerful testimonials. Yet, as you said, Tim, agents can feel awkward asking. So today we're going to help you overcome this challenge and unlock the power of social proof. After all, according to the National Association of Realtors, 89% of buyers would recommend the agent they worked with to their friends. And NAR's same report also showed that 36% of sellers found their listing agent through a friend or family referral. Ultimately, having powerful and specific reviews are a form of lead generation.
So let's start out with the myth that people are going to send you a review if you didn't ask for them to do so.
Unsolicited, right?
Unsolicited, right. You're never going to get, very, 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 very rarely, even from your mom, right? Get an unsolicited review because people just don't think to do that. So you're going to have to get comfortable with asking folks to actually, say what they liked about the service you provided. And there's a couple peak moments in a real estate transaction where you can get that information from people. And also, Julie and I are big advocates of providing little ethical bribes. I mean, if you have to give somebody a Starbucks card, if they're moving into their house and you pop by with maybe some, takeout dinner for them because, they've been moving and maybe they don't have a pizza or something, and then ask them for a video testimonial testimonial about what it feels like to, be in their new home and something like that, all you got to do is use your iPhone and turn it around. So the pizza maybe have acted as the social lubricant to get them. And yeah, you might have to carry a few boxes. But I mean, at the end of the day, those video testimonials, especially the video testimonials, if you don't ask for them, you're not going to get them. And if you don't get them, it's your fault for not having asked.
100%. So how do you ask for reviews? We're going to talk about how to ask, and then we're going to talk about where to put them, and we'll have some discussion, of course. So how to ask. Number one, should the testimonial be written form or video? Ideally video, but whichever is more comfortable for your client. It's better to get it in writing versus nothing, but strive certainly for video. You should work to have both because you can have different avenues of using them. Now, point number two, when should you ask? The best time to ask is right after a successful closing, winning in a bidding war, negotiating a successful inspection, resolution, or any other time you're feeling well-earned client love. And if you're doing a good job, you'll see that at several points in your transaction. One technique that we used was to take a simple survey after closing or at the closing, asking what they liked best about working with us, what we could perhaps improve upon, and thanking them for their business. Be specific with your gratitude, mentioning how much you loved working with them and why. And then, at the end of the survey, it asked who they knew who could use our help by buying or selling, a direct ask for referral, right? And ask permission to use their words of praise as a testimonial. Now, if you missed them at the closing table, not everybody has roundtable closings, of course, or you're in a state that doesn't close that way, email or text them the same survey or pop by after they've moved into their new place. As Tim said, bring them some pizza, bring them some Subway, bring them a gift card to Starbucks. It's a great excuse to follow up and solidify your relationship going forward.
Now, it's also worth mentioning, Julie, the reason that we originally developed the survey, as you were describing it, was because we had two people that were processing our transactions for us, and they got bonus based on the results from the survey. So if the survey results, frankly, didn't come back all 5 stars, then they didn't get their bonus.
For you. That's right.
And yeah, so that was the original reason for it. But then what we quickly realized was it was a great opportunity for us not just to get some constructive criticism, but also to really get some great testimonials. And, even better is if they were doing it right into their phone, which we'd also ask them to do as well. Again, get out of the discomfort zone that a lot of you are in, asking for people's feedback, and start asking for people's feedback and explain to them, listen, this helps me to, obviously build my business, let people know that I did a good job for you. I certainly appreciate that. So anything you'd like to say. And what you're going to do is you're going to give them some like pre-written testimonials, and they can iterate on it. They can change it. They can edit it. You can even show them some, literally write them a script.
That's our next point, actually.
Okay, good. Sorry.
Okay, but it's good segue. So point number 3, when you're asking for a written testimonial or even a video testimonial, include a link to your profile on the website where you'd like them to share their review. If the instructions to post on an individual site are too complicated, because some of them are a little bit weird to figure out, or too time-consuming, have your client send their review directly to you instead. That's okay.
Wouldn't you want to do that other than the other thing? I mean, the other thing's too complicated.
I think so. There are a few sites that's the only way. I think they're trying to vet, like authenticity.
They're built that way.
Right.
Yeah, but the easiest way, obviously, is just to have someone just talk right into their phone.
Exactly. And now, to your point, include a sample testimonial. Ask them to be specific about why they chose to work with you. Start with your own website and your Facebook business page, and we'll talk about some other places here in a second. But point number 4, work to procure testimonials that represent the type of business that you specialize in or are working to specialize in. So, for example, we have a couple examples here. If you're great with first-time buyers, have your past clients mention that this was their first home purchase and how you helped them successfully navigate that process. Maybe they talk about a special loan that you connected them with a first-time buyer grant money or something like that.
Julie, that's really a killer point. So the testimonial, I love what she's doing. She's asking you guys or suggesting that you have your testimonials drill down about a specific thing that they're grateful for or thankful for, opposed to just blah, blah, blah. Bob and Betty did a great job and they helped me get my house. They did a great job because they helped me accomplish these 3 things, or they solved these 3 problems, or whatever it was. That's a really great point, because that's actually going to make it even more authentic, because that consumer actually obviously spent more time. And again, if you're going to write a script, a proposed, conversation outline for them to use when doing their video testimonial for you, or even written, you might want to actually write it in such a way that they can actually say, these are the specific things that, or, however you guys want to write it, but these are the specific things that Bob and Betty did really great, or this is what I'm thankful for, something like that. Guys, get your own creative brains working and think about it from if you're on the other side of it. You're the one that's thinking about, finding an agent to help you buy or sell real estate. You're, say, buying a rental property in another community that you're not familiar with. What would you want a video testimonial to be saying about the services that agent provided? So put your consumer hat on and think in terms of what you would want to hear, and you'll often find yourself, frankly, not spending a lot of time worrying about writing your script because it'll be obvious to you.
Yes.
By the way, the notes from today's podcast are down below. So if you're on iTunes, Spotify, Stitcher, we're on 30 different podcast listening widgets, and of course YouTube. The notes are waiting for you. Just scroll down; they're right down there. And when you're there, of course, this is a great opportunity for you guys to join Premier Coaching. Premier Coaching is our, guess what, Premier Coaching program. It does provide a daily semi-private coaching call with one of our Harris certified coaches, and you get all the, frankly, at the first level of Premier Coaching, which you get for free, 30-day access when you join Premier Coaching, does give you scripts and outlines and business plans and lead generation things and presentations, all kinds of good stuff. So just go to premiercoaching.com or scroll down and just click the link now to join Premier Coaching. And guys, you get a 30-day free trial. So check it out. You have zero risk.
Perfectly put. So we're talking about procuring specific testimonials. We use an example of first-time buyers. Another example would be if you're building your expired spoke, make sure your newly closed expired client mentions that you were able to revive the listing and get them to the finish line. I don't know if you recall, Tim, one of my favorite testimonials that we used, because, we actually sold real estate for a living, was, if you remember, Marguerite, and I can't remember his name now.
He was a dentist.
He was a dentist, yes. And they wrote us this great testimonial that said something like, after being listed not once, not twice, but 3 times with 3 different agents for more than 2 years, Tim and Julie were able to sell our house in less than 60 days for full list.
Yep.
And we used the daylights out of that, and we loved to go after expireds. But what a great testimonial, right? Because expireds are thinking, gosh, what happened? Should I give up? What's wrong with my house? We have lots of podcasts, of course, talking to you guys about expireds.
But Julie, just stall there with what Julie just said. If you had a video testimonial, so that's it. That's your whole, you're going to start approaching expired listings, and that's all you've got. That one little video versus a mountain of the typical, marketing, branding, jib-jab, 1,000 YouTube followers, 15 people on Instagram, all the rest of this stuff that agents have been sort of brainwashed into believing will convince a seller to actually want to do business with them. Imagine just having that one little elegant video testimonial versus the mountain of marketing Mickey Mouse that you guys are so addicted to, so many of you. Which would you rather have when approaching that expired? You guys get it? That's the power of a video testimonial from a real human, not an actor playing a successful past seller of yours.
An AI past seller or something.
Exactly.
And you can expand this thought out too, right? So I think of some of my elite coaching clients that are working at over 55 communities. I think that would be comforting if somebody was looking up. Maybe I'm searching for somebody who specializes in helping over 55 communities, and there's your testimonial.
I'm going to say this too. Some of your sellers are going to be apprehensive to have you videotape them for all kinds of different reasons. Maybe it's privacy. Maybe they don't. I mean, honestly, when
they don't want to be on camera.
That's what it is right there. They're just not going to want to be on camera. So you guys can, adjust accordingly. For example, if someone's very sensitive to how they actually might appear in a video, there are so many apps out there that you guys can get, Face app or one of these other apps, that can actually, make somebody look substantially, fix their hair, fix their makeup.
Spruce them up.
Fix the lighting, fix shadowing, and all the rest of it. And their apps are super easy to use. So you might want to just show them what you can do in terms of photo editing, and you can do that to a video very easily. All of you guys can do it to make it so that you can maybe move them past their apprehension to be on camera.
Very well put.
And that eliminates your excuse for not being on camera as well, by the way.
Warning, objection handled. One last spin on this that I've seen, again, some of my elite clients handling is if you are bilingual or trilingual and your clients were bilingual in Spanish or whatever you speak, get the testimonial in Spanish if you want more Spanish-speaking clients. It just makes sense.
Well, scaling on that, you can actually have them do it, say, in English, and then you can actually, and let's say you do service people in Spanish and English. Like Julie and I are in Miami, and we went to basically what amounted to a 2-day event that was 100% Spanish.
That's what made me think of it.
Right.
Yeah.
But if you were, say, for example, let's say you are working with 100% Spanish clients, you can actually have, again, lots of apps will do this, automatically translate using an AI version of the actual consumer's voice. So Julie's going to give you guys a video testimonial. She's going to do it in English, but all your clients speak Spanish. The AI will actually listen to Julie's voice and make it so that she is now saying those exact words to her video in Spanish, and it's indistinguishable. And all these apps are available for you guys. I mean,
And they're not expensive.
No, I mean, most of them are free, but how crazy is it what I just told you guys? Imagine 18 months ago if that technology was available.
Crazy
and
talk.
I should say this to you guys too, as promised when all the AI started to sort of emerge at the rate that it is. Julie and I promised we're going to be keeping you guys on the edge of what's available as far as video production. And I'm 100% convinced that by probably in 6 to maybe 12 months, all of you are going to be able to have a one-for-one video avatar made of you, a full-body avatar. You're going to have then essentially the AI is going to be able to replicate your voice. You're going to be able to use ChatGPT to write scripts. I'll give you an example. You want to now do a video on the top 3 rated elementary schools in your community. You can have ChatGPT 4, might be ChatGPT 5 by then, go out and then essentially write a script for exactly what the top 3 elementary schools are in your community and why and the ratings and providing all the information as a consumer would want it. And then you can load it into your AI machine, and you will be presenting, your avatar in a one-for-one, indistinguishable 4K version of you with your voice. Will be then reading the script that the AI wrote, explaining what the differences between the top 3 elementary schools in your community. You guys get it? All of that technology is right here. So those of you who've been apprehensive to start, creating videos and creating a lot of this type of content, your excuses are quickly running out, and I'm guessing within 12 months on the outside, you will have virtually no excuse, which means you can go from being someone who just does it, videos and content like this here and there, to someone who essentially can have almost like a full-time video production. You could have a virtual assistant that was, you write down, or have ChatGPT write down the top 20 YouTube or top 20 video real estate topics for Riverside, California, based on search results and views. And what ChatGPT is going to go there, it's going to find out what the top videos are, with those criteria. In other words, the videos that consumers actually want. And then you're going to ask ChatGPT to then go write, essentially, say a 30-second or a 60-second outline for each of those videos. So we already know the video title and the content and the topic is going to get a lot of clicks and views. Now we're going to have ChatGPT write actual scripts, and then you're going to load it into your virtual AI version of you with your virtual voice, and you're going to start creating video content like a madman or a madwoman 24/7. That is what is around the corner for all of us. So if you think that you have essentially missed the train with regards to being an online, real estate video influencer, you are 100% incorrect. Matter of fact, your timing is perfect. The train is just now on the distant horizon, about to pull into the station, and you have a first-class ticket.
Yes, I don't know whether they caught all that you were rambling off there with regards to
Rambling.
AI.
I would say that was
I'm sorry, I didn't mean
elegantly explaining.
Elegantly explaining.
No, it was rambling.
With regards to AI and ChatGPT. So, if you take it from the first step that you outlined, which is researching what are the top search terms for, say, Riverside, California, regarding real estate. Okay, so now you've got ChatGPT or AI, however you want to call it.
ChatGPT will write the script.
Okay, even before that, it's your research assistant.
That's right.
Then it's your copy editor. It's writing the script. Then it is your video producer. Then it aggregates the video to all of your sites.
Right.
Now, in the past, to your point, one of the unique circumstances where it pays to wait.
Okay, so, right. But just so you're clear, and Julie kind of mismatched it a little bit, ChatGPT and these things that are creating the audio and the video, they're AI. It's not the same as ChatGPT.
Okay,
so
sorry, I mixed the two.
It's sort of, right. Yeah. So it's different. I just don't want to confuse them.
Sure.
Because, but when all this comes out, when there's best of breed stuff, frankly, that we feel comfortable using and stuff that we can frankly explain to all of you guys how to use with ease. If it's too complicated, we're not going to do it. I mean, we can have our production team do it, but it'll just, it'll
get easier though, and it's free or cheap anyway.
Yeah. Well,
and the quality that we've seen even so far, early days, has been really pretty good.
All right. You want to hear something really batshit crazy? All right. So the Apple Vision Pro for $3,500, whatever. Okay. Now, I'm sure Zoe will love it. I'm not quite there personally. Okay, I'm the early adapter for tech nerd stuff, but I'm just not there yet. But I'll tell you what actually I've been reading about that I haven't seen anyone demo yet.
Okay.
All right, ready for this?
Sure.
All right, so that thing is going to be able to scan your body. It's going to be able to scan mostly from your waist up, right?
Okay.
And then you're going to be able to do, listen to what I'm saying, because it's hard to understand.
Okay.
You're going to be able to wear the Apple Vision Pro. You're going to be able to be on a call, or you're going to be able to be on a Zoom or a Riverside or something, right?
Something live.
They're going to see you as if, remember, you're wearing the goggles. You're looking through the goggles, seeing them in the thing. They're seeing you, and the AI that Apple has is actually making it so what they're seeing is you talking exactly as if you were talking, but the camera's not actually on you. Do you understand?
That's crazy.
It's totally
to
crazy.
See how that evolves.
But do you understand though?
Yeah.
And so, but Julie, think about where this goes in terms of like going to college, going to school, learning something. Say someone wants to take a master class in a listing presentation. Think all the things we can do in our
100%.
coaching business for this.
Yeah.
I mean, it's amazing.
And it's mind-blowing.
Yeah.
We'll keep you up to speed as best we can, we promise.
We will.
All right, so back to our testimonials. This is all related, making your lives easier and removing your objections. So point number 5, help your client to write a great review by prompting them with a few questions. Some people don't do reviews because they just don't know what to say. Questions like, how did you choose to work with me? What did you like best about working with me or working with my team? What do you feel was the most important thing that happened during our time working together? That will help them to be specific. They might say something like, I can't believe we won a bidding war against 12 other offers.
But actually, Julie, that almost is superior to writing a testimonial script for the sellers or the buyers, because if you just give them a list of, say, 10 questions and ask them to answer 3,
right,
that's actually a fantastic idea.
It kind of writes itself that way.
It does, and it's simpler, and then they can read the question and they can read their answer.
Yes.
That actually would be I think, much easier to get most people to comply, to do.
Helps them to think.
Than actually thinking of they have to be some sort of presenter.
Exactly. And again, it removes the objection, well, I just don't know what to say. All right, point number 6, once you've done all of these things, where should you post the testimonials? Well, the short list, and you can certainly enhance and add and, we can discuss, but certainly your website, your Facebook business page, YouTube, LinkedIn, Google Business, Zillow, Instagram, Nextdoor has been pretty hot lately, and specific Facebook pages for neighborhoods or areas that you're working. So for example, if you've sold 3 condos in a specific building or homes in a subdivision, see if there's private pages for those neighborhoods and post your testimonials there.
Yeah.
Make sense?
Yeah, totally. And well, I mean, there's a lot of, you could use it in email. You can use these for just every possible thing you can think of I'm reading Julie's next point. That's hilarious.
Okay.
We have a
reading
shared
my mind.
brain.
I know.
It's crazy, isn't it?
It is.
I haven't read this outline either.
I know.
Okay.
It is uncanny.
Next
Point number
point.
7, once you've procured your testimonials, share them everywhere and not just online, but on your testimonial page in your pre-listing package. You can post the shorter ones at the end of your email template. You just read my mind. You can add them to any form of follow-up text, email, or print, even on the backside of a home brochure in your brochure box or inside your open house. So that's one of the beautiful things about testimonials is once it, let's finish this point because it's related. Point number 8, set a goal of obtaining 10 written testimonials and 10 video testimonials over the next 30 days and form the habit of asking for them. Soon you'll have many more and you'll see the results in more repeat and referral business. Okay, so what I was going to say there is that once you've got these, they can live on. It's like one piece of content, the testimonial can live on in multiple different places. That can be in print, it can be in video, it can be online, on your Facebook page, on the back of your home brochure, all of these different places. So think about what you're already doing that you can add those testimonials to.
I want to go back to the first thing we talked about,
Sure.
because if I were receiving this information as a real estate agent, my mind would instantly go to, how am I going to ask people?
Yes.
Like, how am I going to get them to actually do it?
Break the ice.
Okay, so you're going to actually most times have to do it with them in person to get them to actually do it. Some of them will do it independently, but I'll tell you what Julie and I do. What we did when we sold real estate is we would give them gift certificates for a testimonial, right? We would actually reward them for their time. You got to pay people for their time in one form or another.
It's normal. Don't you get emails all the time that says leave a great review and we'll send
Exactly.
you 10% off coupon or something?
Well, nowadays, like, we have, I mean, I think Rochelle at her actual house has, from one of the events we did maybe a couple of years ago, she's got like 100 Harris Rules hats.
Books and hats.
Exactly.
And, yeah, sure.
Yeah, so she has like a garage full of our swag.
Yep.
I mean, we might give away Harris Rules hats for like an exchange for a testimonial or things like that. So you've got to give people some incentive and make kind of a game of it too. And all that works. And anything and everything to make it so that, look, you guys have all got at least 10 people. Julie was challenging you with 20, which is a great idea, that would happily give you a testimonial if you just asked. And again, I said it again 10 times because I'm hoping you guys will really have this, work through your brains. Even if you're apprehensive to ask for testimonials, or maybe you're a new agent and you don't have a bunch of centers of influence, or maybe you don't have a bunch of past clients yet, ask your friends, ask your neighbors, ask anybody who thinks highly of you, or at least act like they do when the camera's in front of them.
Well, most people before real estate, they did something, right?
Yeah.
Even if it was your college job, you had some exposure to doing a good job for someone who believes in you, even if it's your mom, right? I remember we had some, people that knew us to be good business people before we had a bunch of real estate clients.
But, so we had a car cleaning and detailing business, and we started it when we were really started it when we were in college. And the car cleaning and detailing business had a lot of, happy customers that were helping us pay our way through college.
Yep.
And they did give us a lot of great video testimonials.
Yes, and they were all executives, and they were some of our first real estate clients.
Do you realize that Marguerite Garvey, the house you mentioned on Head Up On, do you realize her husband was a dentist,
right.
and he was a car cleaning?
I forgot that.
Yeah,
isn't that funny?
Yeah, in Dublin.
Yeah. Well, so again, in the elimination of your objections and your procrastination, we too did not have a vast list, a huge database when we got started. And so if that's why you're not doing testimonials, we've just removed that excuse from you. Maybe, you used to be a waitress, or maybe used to sell cell phones. Somebody has come in contact with you that knows that you're enthusiastic and a great person to work with. And maybe that's all they need to say. But that'll get you started, and then make the commitment to every transaction moving forward. You're going to build and build and build.
I would say an adequate or okay short video testimonial is worth 1,000% more than an amazingly well-written, copywritten, professional, long-form text sales letter or something like that. For those of you in the marketing realms, you know exactly what I'm talking about. So take this seriously. Set a goal for how many you're going to collect, and then start using these for everything. Put them on YouTube, put them on TikTok, put them on Stitcher. If it's longer than, say, 30 seconds, awesome. That person just has created 2 short videos for you. Maybe you even make them 15 seconds long. You guys can take it to the next level and have some video editing done, really blow these things up. These tiny little things. We talked about this in the podcast 2 weeks ago. Your little moments of truth, little moments where someone's walking past your store, and they're deciding whether they're going to walk in or not. These video testimonials are kind of the cheat code for getting more people to walk in your store than walk by it. Virtually, we're speaking of course. So hopefully this helps all of you guys. In the meantime, remember the notes from today's show are down below. So please go down below and read the notes. And while you're there, join Premier Coaching. In the meantime, you guys have a fantastic day. We'll talk with you on the show tomorrow.
This podcast is a part of the C-Suite Radio Network. For more top business podcasts, visit c-suiteradio.com.